Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized you don't recognize the person staring back? Not because you've changed too much, but because you've spent so long being who others needed you to be? Carl Jung believed this moment of disconnection is the start of your true life, when you finally choose yourself above all. But what follows isn't simple. It's quiet, chaotic, confusing, and strangely beautiful. Let's talk about it. Most people say choosing yourself is empowering, like you've cracked the code and are now strong, confident, untouchable. But it doesn't feel like that at first. It feels like you've broken something. You stop showing up the same way for others. Stop agreeing just to keep the peace. Start saying no when you're tired. Stop over-explaining. Slowly things shift. Some people pull away, others grow distant, some stay, but with tension. You wonder, did I do something wrong? Jung said when you choose yourself, your unconscious begins reorganizing your identity. A process called individuation, becoming who you truly are, not who you were trained to be. It's messy, lonely, and unearths parts of you buried under years of pleasing, performing, and pretending you're fine. If you're here now, stay with me. Let this play even if you're multitasking. Your conscious mind can wander, but your deeper self will hear what it needs. You're not failing. You're transforming. You're not crazy for feeling everything shift. Here's what happens when you choose yourself. 1. People start pulling away. It's not dramatic at first. You say no to draining things. Stop over-explaining. Skip events your heart isn't in. The energy around you shifts. A friend responds slower. Someone you said no to drifts. A partner seems less warm. They don't always say it, but you feel it. The space, the change. They were used to the version of you that made their world easier, the one who stretched to exhaustion to avoid disappointing anyone. Now they don't know how to relate to you. Jung said people connect to their image of you, not who you are. When you break that image, they feel betrayed. But it's not betrayal. It's truth. You've stopped shrinking. It's lonely when people leave, especially after being so available. This is a test of self-worth. Can you hold your boundaries when guilt pulls you back? Some will leave. Let them. Others may return differently, and some will rise to meet the real you. 2. You feel lonely and unsure. When the noise fades, silence hits. Not peaceful, but the kind that makes you think you've messed up. Fewer messages, less attention, no more requests for favors. It feels like rejection, invisibility. Doubt creeps in. Was I too cold? Selfish? Did I ruin things? That voice that kept you small grows loud. But this loneliness isn't failure. It's detox. Your identity was tied to being needed, available, likable. Now there's a void because your nervous system doesn't know this quiet. Jung said the unconscious rules your life until you make it conscious. This discomfort is your patterns surfacing. Buried emotions, pain, guilt, anger, rise. It feels like you were better before, but this stage matters. You can't hear your true voice with everyone else's, drowning it out. Slowly you start trusting your emotions, saying no without fear, pausing before apologizing for your needs. Confidence builds, not from success, but from staying with yourself even when no one claps for your boundaries. 3. You hear your true voice. As external noise fades, your buried voice emerges, not loud or certain, but shaky, awkward. You were so busy meeting others' needs, you didn't listen to it. Now you ask, what do I want? Do I like this, or did I convince myself I do? It's disorienting. Jung said the psyche avoids facing itself. Now nothing stands between you and you. Your voice speaks in quiet truths. I don't want to be here. No, not yes. It points out one-sided friendships, subtle manipulations, a job draining your soul. It guides you to what feels light, to people who listen, to rest and clarity. It contradicts old habits and others' expectations. Each time you listen, something anchors inside. It reminds you of what you loved, the art you abandoned, places you long for, the you who laughed freely. This isn't a new voice. It's the one you silenced to survive. Now it's speaking, and you can't unhear it. 4. You realize how much of your life was self-abandonment. Listening to your true voice brings pain. You see how often you stayed silent when you wanted to scream, said yes when your body screamed no, smiled for people who didn't check on you. The world praised your strength, but it was self-abandonment. Jung said accepting yourself fully is terrifying. You see how you rejected your truth, thinking you'd lose love. Grief hits, not just for lost time, but for who you could have been. Moments you brushed off, laughing at hurtful jokes, consoling those who hurt you, now sting. You feel anger, shame, but this grief isn't punishment, it's freedom. You can't reclaim your authenticity without mourning what you hid. As it flows, compassion grows for the you who survived. Awareness isn't always power. Sometimes it's pain, but honest pain frees. 5. You feel quietly powerful. It's subtle, no fireworks. One day you respond differently in a tough conversation, say no without guilt, rest without permission. The chaos inside settles. You stop chasing approval, over-explaining, apologizing for boundaries. This power isn't loud. It's in your nervous system, your walk, your breath. Jung said the privilege of a lifetime is becoming who you are. You feel solid, not perfect, but stable. You know what's yours and what isn't. You don't react to every opinion. You don't need everyone's agreement to feel valid. There's peace where pressure once lived. Peace in saying no, in resting, in being you, unseen. This power is clarity, not control. You're just you, and that's enough. 6. You unsettle others without a word. You're not louder or confrontational, but your presence feels different. Conversations shorten, comments get sharp, distance grows. You didn't provoke it. You just stopped over-giving, over-explaining, over-accommodating. Jung said becoming whole confronts others with their unhealed parts. Your truth reflects what they avoid. Those used to your silence dislike your clarity. Those who relied on your guilt dislike your calm. It's not personal, but it hurts, especially with close ones. You'll want to prove you're still good, but don't shrink back. You don't owe anyone a version of you that cost your peace. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them misjudge. Let them adapt or leave. Those meant for your next chapter will honor your growth, not fear it. 7. You become someone you never thought you could be. Quietly you change. You handle old triggers with ease. Say no firmly, rest without guilt. Anxiety fades. You don't chase approval or overthink words. You make calm choices, speak without fear. This you feels distant no more. Jung said it's a privilege to become who you are. You're not new. You're remembering who you were before the world taught you to hide. Your intensity, sensitivity, quietness, differences, they're truth, home. You don't beg for love or measure your worth by others. You hold silence. Choose yourself without apology. You're soft but firm, calm but certain, sometimes alone but never lost. You're true. The real loss is abandoning yourself for acceptance. Choosing yourself isn't a trend or a cute phrase. It's a daily, uncomfortable, liberating choice. If this resonates, subscribe. Not for me, but for you. You're not alone. Leave a comment, even a sentence. Writing what you're feeling can be the first step to honoring it. You're not broken or selfish. You're learning to listen to yourself. Keep going.